All right, Frank, we've got Princey, Carl Prince, your striking coach in studio with us. If you're wondering who the new face is in studio, we've also got a new face over on our FaceTime, and that is going to be the focus of our next segment because he is Craig Diamond, the owner, the CEO of Diamond MMA. Craig, welcome to the show. How you doing, man? It's good to meet you.
Good, you too. Thanks for having me.
So, Craig, I have to tell you, I don't know if Adam, your PR guy, told you this whole backstory, but he actually reached out to us, Frank, and said, hey, I really love the content of Phone Booth Fighting and your podcast. Would you be interested in having our owner, Craig, on the show? Craig, as I got that, I mean, you know, we have sponsors on the podcast and stuff like that, and a lot of times we get familiar with the sponsors when they first approach us about coming on the podcast or whatever. Not the case with Diamond MMA, because when I got that email from Adam, I had just gotten done sparring. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Syndicate MMA wearing my Diamond MMA cup. And Craig, the reason I was wearing my Diamond MMA cup is because this guy over here, Frank Mir, when I asked him what is the best cup I could get, what did you tell me?
I told him the Diamond. I told him the cup's a great cup, and I like Muay Thai cups also, but the Diamond cup, the suspension system it comes with, Thai cups don't have that, man. They come with a rope. So, I mean, it's light years ahead of the game.
This thing is about, it's weird meeting you now, Craig, because I feel like because your cup, we've had such an intimate relationship for a long period of time now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, It feels like we're doing it in reverse. It feels like you and I should have gone out to dinner a couple of times first, and then, you know, I have the relationship with the product, but it's actually happened backwards. So that's my long way of telling you, you make an awesome product. So thanks.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You know, it's been a labor of love. I've been working on this for almost 10 years, and I've been a athlete. I played football and baseball and hockey and wrestled and jiu-jitsu, and there was never a good cup growing up, and most guys didn't wear cups. So I got into the sport. I started actually making T-shirts. This is one of our designs, the Diamond MMA brand. I kind of thought all the T-shirt brands in MMA were kind of cheesy with the flaming skulls and eagles and, you know, all that. So I came up with a T-shirt brand, and then through that we started making fight shorts, and then through talking to fighters, they really needed a good cup. So we kind of scrapped all that and started interviewing all the fighters across the country at the top gyms, what they like and don't like about their current cups. And we're finding out a lot of guys were doubling up, having to put underwear or compression shorts over their cup just to keep it locked in place.
Right.
And a lot of guys, like Frank said, were wearing the Muay Thai cups that has that shoelace up your crack. So we kind of just designed everything. I mortgaged my house and spent a lot of time up late at nights just figuring out how to design a comfortable protective cup. So if you're fighting in the cage and you get kicked, in the family jewels, you're not going to go down and need that stoppage time. So, the real design is a compression short. Mm-hmm. It's got, I don't know if you can see, built-in jock strap, and two straps that kind of go on the butt. And these straps is similar to that Muay Thai strap that'll go up your crack, but it's a little more comfortable, and that's going to keep that cup in place, along with our Diamond MMA cup that's comfortable and protected.
I've always preferred not to have things up my butt.
Boy, preaching to the choir there.
You're right.
Yeah.
Never been into pegging.
Yeah. It's... that's and you're holding up the exact model there that I wear, and then of course we got the demo on the website here up on the big screen in the studio. But the first thing that I noticed about it, and I'm telling you, anybody who does any kind of athletics where you're going to have a cup, I always tell them, especially training MMA. I mean, even if you're not training MMA, so you just do jiu-jitsu, whatever. Mm-hmm. I always tell people there's two things you definitely want to invest in: a good mouthpiece and a good cup. Because to me, mouthpieces and cups, Craig, are like coffee and boob jobs. You get what you pay for. You can save a little money, but you're definitely going to feel it on the back end. So the first thing that I noticed about taking Frank's recommendation, because I had gone through all the cups where, I mean, even the ones that weren't particularly cheap, I mean, you could still spend a decent amount of money on one and not get a good one, and they would move around. They wouldn't be they would be so super uncomfortable. And this one, I actually don't mind, because sometimes if I don't go straight home from the gym or whatever, I mean, a lot of times you want to get that thing off as quick as you can. I actually don't mind just walking around in this thing till I get home. So, I mean, what made you, Craig, think to specifically get into that niche of equipment? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I didn't mean to get into it. I first wanted to just get involved in the sport.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be 40 years old tomorrow, so I watched some of the tapes in college. I was always a big athlete, and I just loved the sport when it got back on TV and started making T-shirts and fight shorts. And then the fighters were saying, "Hey, man, we don't need any more fight shirts. We need a good cup." They were just wearing the stuff at Walmart, so I recruited a couple of designers. One's a wrestler from Purdue that trains with Gil Melendez. He's an industrial designer, and him and I kind of just started making this thing to solve the problem in the game when someone would get kicked low. And then Rogan saw my videos of me getting kicked in the cup to test it, and we sent one to him. This was years ago, and then on one of the broadcasts there was a low blow shot, and guy went down, and Joe started talking about our product on the live broadcast, and that really it did a lot for us, and crashed our website and really got the word out about our product.
Yeah, that's you, by the way. If you go to diamondmma.com, this is the website, you can see that demo that Craig is talking about, where the guys are really testing it in real time. I don't know if I got kicked that hard yesterday, but we were sparring yesterday, and a guy tried to teep kick, and it went low, and he caught me right in the bad spot. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you a minute. And I just looked at him, stone-faced, and I said, "No minute needed. I'm wearing Diamond MMA."
That's the goal. That's what we want.
No minute needed. Yeah.
The thing I do like about it the most, and it makes sense now that you said a wrestler helped you design, is it doesn't move around when you grapple. Because I have never worn a cup until this cup came along, even with the tie cup. I only wore it if I was sparring on my feet. But if we were doing anything on the ground, hell no, I ain't wearing that shit, because like half the time your equipment comes out of the side, you go to armbar someone, or they're in half guard and they sit across it, it crushes you. It moves too much. Cups weren't invented for jiu-jitsu guys. It just doesn't work. And even wrestlers in college don't wear cups. I never wore a cup when I wrestled, just because it moves around. It's just too awkward in grappling. Boxing, you can get away with it because the stance and whatnot, the movement is not as severe on the ground. No one's rubbing up against you. But, for what we do, that, like I said, the fact that it sticks in place, that's my favorite aspect.
Thanks. Yeah, that's the whole point. I mean, if we can make the cup stay in place for grapplers and MMA fighters, and it's going to be good enough for baseball and hockey and lacrosse and all these other sports. We've got male nurses that work in hospitals that are wearing these, and correctional officers that are wearing these. Just it's amazing the different guys doing paintball. I mean, just anybody that wants to protect their junk and have a cup that's not going to shift and move is really what we're doing. So it's good to hear. If
you need convincing of the importance of what we're talking about, Frank, tell Craig the Mirko Crow Cop story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, that's back when I still wore a tie cup. And I think Richard's gone and found the clip and isolated it for me. But I'm moving and I'm wrestling against the cage with Mirko. So because we wrestled with each other, it moved my cup over.
Now, this is live on pay-per-view.
Right. And then when he throws a knee, he continues to move it over even more and crushes me. And it hurt, but what hurt even more was that I couldn't get my junk back inside the cup without being real graphic on air. So I'm trying to find a way to do this without, Like I'm in the middle of the cage, dude. Fuck, I got like 3 cameras on me and then, 10,000 people watching. I'm trying to figure out how to maneuver. So I'm looking over at my corner. I'm like, I'm not inside, I don't know how else to say it. I'm not in, man. I'm not in. and then one of my trainers is like, well, get on your butt and bounce, see if you can adjust it. So I'm sitting there like humping up at the air, trying to, hopefully I can get the thing to move without actually just saying screw it and just, probably would have been better in hindsight just to put my hand down my pants.
Yeah.
Probably looked a lot less worse than I ended up making it look.
Yeah. These are problems. Yeah.
It is a problem, and that's the point. We would love to see our level of protection be the mandated groin protection for all these organizations, for everybody. Just for that reason, it's hard enough to do what you guys are doing and these fights and all the pressure, but to have to worry about a cup and a piece of equipment that's not working right is the last thing you need.
Yeah, if you go, also go, Mikey, to the shop drop down menu there. Yeah, and just hit. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because it shows you the difference. Because the other thing is too, the way, I mean, we talk a lot about how good the cup is, but the shorts, Craig, themselves, and that whole system that you have. I mean, you were just showing them there a second ago momentarily. That makes all the difference in the world too. And I even noticed on your website you've got like where you can just order the actual shorts, which helps with not having to do laundry every day.
So we have a couple. I mean, our real bread and butter is the 4-strap jock. It's these the inside leg straps and then these 2 rear straps that kind of go on the butt. And we have a jock strap version where it's just the jock with no compression shorts.
I didn't know that.
You have the compression shorts with the built-in jock, and
what I use.
Some other products. So it's definitely some guys have a different preference of what they like to use.
Yeah. Have you found that, because like I was saying with Frank, I mean, Frank's the one who originally turned me on to your company after just a lot of frustrating trial and error on my end. And I was the typical, Frank's the pro fighter. I was the guy who's, signing up for his first jiu-jitsu class. What, did you feel like that didn't need to be cleared up?
No.
Oh, okay.
What we were talking about off the air, I was trying to figure out a joke on it, but I knew you didn't want it.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what, I will just say this too. You don't
have an easy time with cups.
I will just say that one of the things I appreciate about Diamond MMA is that there is a lot of room in the cup. There is.
Good.
I'll just be honest with you. Yeah, and I appreciate that, Craig, because sometimes that is an issue. But
a manly man like yourself needs good volume and depth to get all of his important parts inside.
Look, here's what I'm saying is you can't have too little room. You can always have more than you need. I mean, that's fine. You keep.
I've always got more than I need.
Hey, you keep your keys in there, so extra mouthpiece. But
actually, I didn't realize when they came up with the jock strap only one. I need to order some more because I'm constantly. I only have 2 pair, and every night if it doesn't get washed, then I don't wear a cup.
No, that's me. Yeah, with the laundry, so that comes in handy too. But what I was going to say is that Frank was the pro fighter. He turns me on it, but I'm probably the typical person that you hope to find as a customer, Craig, because I'm the guy that just, I need a cup. I don't know much about this kind of stuff. I just signed up to start jiu-jitsu, so I go to the sporting goods store and, I don't know, this one you can get one for $15, but why is this other one more expensive? You don't know what to get. So, I'm probably the person who really needs to receive that message. And what I was going to ask you is, have you found that through the years of doing this, I mean, you mentioned, Rogan doing a testimonial for you and everything, and then, obviously Frank knew about the product. Now as you go, has it been a long enough period of time that you find that word of mouth is just kind of speaking for itself, circulating amongst the community?
Yeah, I mean, we have, from T.J. Dillashaw to Anthony Pettis to, all the champions have been wearing our stuff, and all the guys below them, and the average white belt or whoever that's just training and wants good protection. It is expensive, but when it comes to your nuts, it's usually worth it. I mean, we give a lifetime warranty in our cup. If it ever cracks or tears or whatever, we send you a new one. And it's spreading. We're trying to keep up with demand. We're growing, and we just want to be the best in the world at one thing and solve this problem. So guys that are training, no matter what they're training, can just focus on their training, not shifting and adjusting their cup. And like Frank said, having a nut or something outside of that cup and then getting smashed, that's what really that's what causes the injury.
God almighty.
You're better wearing nothing at all. So,
hurts just thinking about it. I don't know if that's an official ad slogan or not, but what do you do? If when it comes to your nuts, it's worth it is a great slogan.
You know how many fights I fought without a cup because I hated how they moved around on the ground?
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you walk up, the referee never checks your cup himself. He asks you to do the
knock. Right.
I never understood, so then when I would walk up to him, I would just knock on the top of my bladder. Yeah, I got a cup, dude, right here.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And walk right inside the cage.
All right, you know what I'm going to do, Craig? I just thought of something. So I have my first amateur MMA fight coming up December 1st, and when the referee does the cup check thing for me, and rather than just doing the knock, I'm going to do like the diamond sign.
Ooh, I'd love that.
Yeah, I'll just do that on the camera, right? So everybody knows.
Do I get to
Yeah.
kick you in the balls before you go in there? Then
You know what? That boy, no is the answer. But not that. Not I. It's I. At least I know if you ever did it, that I would be.
survive.
I would be
Well, you've just
prepared.
told us that sometimes after training you still wear a cup, so we're actually going to have to test that
Yeah,
out, I
that's
think,
right.
every
yeah.
now and again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a
Well,
couple hours after training, just give him a kick, and he should be wearing it. That's,
yeah.
I had a coach that had to do that with me because I refused to wear a cup so much, so often, that it was one of my fights, and I was going to fight Congo, and I wouldn't wear a cup to practice. And he was like, you got to get used to wearing a cup, so wear one. I'm like, screw this shit. And so then he would check me in practice and go to knee me in the nuts, not hard, or slap me in the balls. And if I wasn't wearing a cup, obviously that wasn't the most comfortable experience.
Yeah.
So it was like, he wouldn't ask me anymore. I'm like, I'm not going to ask you anymore. Just every once in a while, I'm going to pop you in the balls.
Jesus Christ! All right,
It's a good friend.
Yeah, cups and mouth guards are definitely important, and I love what I do. I'm an athlete. I train jiu-jitsu and still play baseball, and I wear them all the time. Once you get used to wearing a comfortable cup, you don't feel good not having a cup on. So yeah, it's and Frank, I'm definitely going to send you a nice care package, no pun intended, but get you some more pairs for your laundry, because you should definitely have a pair for every time you're training.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Fantastic.
that.
Yeah, the
Awesome.
website is diamondmma.com. And actually, for anybody listening, we have a cool offer that Adam, your PR guy, hooked us up with, Craig. And it was funny because when we talked, and like I said, he had just kind of made this cold not solicitation, but email reach out. He reached out and just said, hey, really like the podcast. Would you be interested in this? And I told him, I said, man, I think I have personally sold 3 or 4 of these just in this training program that I'm doing, because there were a lot of guys they're doing this program with me called Wimp to Warrior, where they're all doing their first amateur fight, and a lot of the guys for the first time were having to go, hey, I got to buy a cup, I got to buy a mouthpiece, what do I get? So I was preaching the Diamond MMA gospel up at Syndicate, and so I know they got several of them. So Adam sent us a link, Frank, that we're putting up on our website at phoneboothfighting.com. We'll also tweet it out on our social media and everything, where you can actually go through us here at Phone Booth Fighting to get a Diamond MMA cup, and it'll actually help support the show, because we're doing a little affiliate program
Awesome.
thing.
Well, hopefully our listeners learned that. Hey, coming from a guy that would rather not wear a cup than wear a bad cup, this is the cup I wear when I fight now.
You know what it should be? That should be our official secret Phone Booth Fighting handshake, is like when people come to our live shows and stuff, they can just go around and hit each other in the nuts and see who's got the Diamond MMA cup on.
I got to get some for your studio. I'll send you guys some.
We'd love it.
Protect everybody now.
Yeah,
I
we'd
can see
love
it now. It's
love
like, well,
it.
you guys said it was a free ball shot. I'm like, what have you started?
Craig, thanks for making some time for us, man. I know you're on a vacation, so that's.
I'm always working. Thanks, guys, for having me. And yeah, it means a lot. Again, I started this company out of my car, and we still got a long ways to go, but we make a great products, and we're getting a lot of support from people. And follow us on Instagram at Diamond MMA, and check out our website. And if you get our cup and our system and it's not perfect or it just doesn't fit right, we'll exchange it or return it even after you've worn it. So that's how we do things, and I appreciate you guys having me on. It's awesome.
Great product and a great company. All right, Craig Diamond from Diamond MMA. DiamondMMA.com is the website. Thanks for coming on with us again, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.